Many times the very first question the customer has for me is how much does it cost to make a video? Let's start by taking a look at what is a typical cost profile. It looks like this, but what goes into that cost profile? Well, to make a video, it takes several tasks. The very first task is developing and designing the project, finding the location and the props, doing the setup and the actual shoot, adding music and video editing, rendering the files, and of course finally, distribution of the final product. This video is too boring without color, so let's just add color for the fun of it. Now, on the right, there's an axis which we can call time, because each task takes a certain amount of time. On the opposite axis, we can call this complexity, or the difficulty it takes to handle each and every task. So we can imagine that for any given task, relative to the other tasks, it's either more or less complex and takes more or less time, or, quite possibly, both. In either case, whether it's more complex and adds more time, the increase of either of these is going to increase the cost. And so, this may happen. So, what this means is that if we apply this to all the other tasks, we may get a profile that looks something like this. If we're documenting an event, something interesting happens. Perhaps the first two tasks drop out of the equation because the event already covers these things by itself. This results in a profile that may assume this kind of picture, or if we're doing an advertisement, this may be the profile, or it may look like this. The point is, turning back to look at cost alone, and knowing that each task is individualistic, this could be a typical cost profile. But this also is a typical looking cost profile. And likewise, this, while looking strange, is also a typical cost profile for making a video. So how much money does it take to make a video? Well, the answer is actually quite simple. It depends upon what you need. But to simplify things, on sneezebone.com, I offer packages. It takes some of the hassle out of deciding how much it'll cost to make your video. So for this and other answers, please visit my website, sneezebone.com. Thank you.